Hey y'all, it's your girl Perfectly Imperfect Tay back with another video. How y'all doing today? Let me know down in the comments. Today's video is about relationships. I'm gonna be just like talking about a bunch of different like topics that have to do with relationships, like toxic relationships, cheating, how you should be as a woman, man, like stuff like that. Just the general things of relationships. Just my opinions on it and how I feel about it. Feel free to disagree. That doesn't change my opinion. Maybe it will. It depends on what you say. If you disagree. But to start off, like, how do I feel about relationships? So I feel like relationships are needed, whether that's a romantic relationship or a platonic relationship. Actually, I think I'm going to keep this video specifically on romantic relationships just because, like, if I talk about all relationships, that could be a very long video. But, so I'll talk about romantic relationships. I'll focus on that today. But, so, as far as the romantic relationships, I personally feel like they're needed. Like, I know a lot of people like, oh, you might not need that person, but like I feel like you do need somebody by your side. Like, life can get lonely, and like it's nice to have somebody. Like, it's nice to have a companion, like somebody that you can rely on, somebody who will listen to you and who loves you, will show love to you. And it's like you get to choose your partner too, so like you can choose like who you want to be with and whatnot. But I feel like we both need each other. Like, women need men and men need women. Like, I feel like it's a mutual thing. Like, I feel like that's why God created two, like the Adam and Eve, because he knew that they needed each other. And if we didn't need each other, God wouldn't have created it like that and put it in the Bible for us to follow, you know? But, let's see. As far as, like, a man in a relationship, I feel as long as he is a God-fearing man, and he is a provider, meaning like, yes, some things might happen throughout the duration of your relationship where like you might have to help out your significant other. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just talking about like in general. Like, I don't feel like as a woman you should be taking care of a man, and like, I'm not gonna say in any way, shape, or form, because obviously as a woman, like, we have our duties to our men, but like as far as like finances and like financial stability, like if a man isn't financially stable or where he wants to be, I don't think that he should be in a relationship. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's not like he doesn't deserve love because he's poor or like broke or something right now. Like, no, that's not it at all. It's just like, when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be providing for your woman. So if you can't do that, 9 times out of 10, that man is going to be very insecure, and he's going to be beating himself up because he can't do for you what he knows another man could. And 9 times out of 10, it's a better man at that. Like, man that would treat, not only have the financial, but treat you better. Because broke men tend to treat like the woman who's like by their side while they're broke like shit. Excuse my language, but like I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's their ego. I don't know why that is, but like from experience and from what I've seen, like they tend to just be like angry at the world, I guess. So it's kind of just like, I would just let that man be where he needs to be at, and until he gets it into his mind that he needs to be able to take care of himself on his own without the help of, like, I'm not saying that you don't need help, because sometimes you really do just need help, like with stuff in life. Like, everybody's not perfect. Everybody doesn't come from a 2-parent household where they doesn't have people to help them and support them. So sometimes people just do need help, but it doesn't have to be you, you know? Like, that doesn't have to be you if you don't want it to be. Like, if you want to help them, go for it. But, like, know what you're about to have to go through. Like, that's another thing. Like, when you're dating, like, a broke man, like, you have to know, like, he's not going to be able to do, like, everything that you, like, want him to do as far as like finances and stuff like that, and like stuff that you may need. And it's like, if you can't call on your significant other for stuff that you need as a woman, it's just kind of like what are you doing? Like no bush. Like, what are you doing? Like, I wish somebody would tell this to me. Like, what are you doing? Like, I just feel like you don't know your worth. Like, that's all. I just feel like you don't know your worth yet. That's literally it. A lot of people, like, I don't want to say it's dumb, but it's not smart. I won't say it's dumb, but it's definitely not the smartest thing to do. Especially, like I think a man has to make more than the woman. Like, unless y'all both just have, like, y'all both are just, like, millionaires. Like, I don't think that shit matters. But, like, if you're, like, on a normal, like, tax bracket, I feel like the man has to make more. Because when the man doesn't feel like a man, he's going to go find somebody who's going to go make him feel like a man. Like, no boy. Like, if you don't make your man feel like he's him, like, he, like you were not worshiping the ground he's walking. And mind you, he needs to worship the ground you walk on, too. Like, I think that should be mutual. Like, I think y'all both should be worshiping the ground y'all walk on. Like, he should, like, you should be his queen, and he should be your king, if that kind of makes sense. And if it ain't like that, y'all just need to talk or figure something out, what's not working. Because, like, when you're with a significant other, like, that should be the person who's making you feel the most loved, you know? Like, and if they're not making you feel loved, or, like, they even like you or want you, don't go for that. You deserve so much more. And I know you might think that, like, oh, this person's just so great. But if they don't treat you great, they're not a great person. Like, they might be a good person to other people, but if they're not a good person to you, they're not a good person, like, in your story. Like, and that's okay. Like, forget them. There's so many more people out here. But that's for, like, men and whatnot. But as a woman, I feel like we should be submissive to our men. And I feel like, especially as Black women, that can be harder in our community. Because, like, I don't know, like, Black men these days, they just don't really, some do. Some definitely do go off provider. But a lot of them, I don't even say a lot of them, I would just say, like, you just have to date up. Like, that's really all it is. Like, a lot of times, like, a girl would be young and, like, she'll meet like a guy in high school or whatever, and, like, but he's not, like, mentally prepared. Unless he's, like, mentally prepared, like, he's thinking about marriage, and he's thinking about, like, oh, like, I'm gonna have to take care of her, like, I'm gonna have to be able to provide for my family one day. Like, if he's not, like, already, like, having that emotion, or, like preparing himself for that, that's not gonna, you two have two different mindsets. Like, you two have two different goals. One, he's just trying to have fun, enjoy life, do what he's doing. But if you're thinking about marriage, and you're thinking about, like, I want to settle down, have a family, stuff like that, because as a woman, like, that's what, like, majority of, I'm not gonna say all, majority of women, that's what we want. Like, is the children, the family, the two-parent household, the marriage. Most women, not all, but most, especially a God-fearing woman, that's what she wants. Know that. Know that. But yeah, like, I feel like you just have to submit to that person. And but at the same time, like, if he doesn't provide that safe like environment, and, like, make you feel comfortable enough to submit, don't. Find you somebody who does. Because when you don't have that respect for a man, like, because mind you, like, he's not your husband yet, but this is potentially your husband. So, like, off the bat, like, he has to have that type of respect. I'm not talking about, like, you do what, like, husband and wife things. That's not what I'm talking about. But just the way, like, you talk to him and the way you treat him, like, he had that respect has to already be there. Like, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of people I know, like, cuss they niggas out, call them, like, all types of bitches, and, like, stuff like that. Like, that's, me personally, that's not something I would do to my significant other. One, my significant other is not going to cuss at me or cuss me out, so I'm not going to cuss my significant other out. I think that's extremely disrespectful. Like, we're supposed to be the people that we come to as a safe space. And, like, yeah, we might bump heads, and we might get into it, but if we get into it to that point, I don't know, I just feel like it's not gonna work. Like, I feel like if you have two combative people, like, somebody has to be the mature one. Like, normally that needs to be the man. Like, no, like, that's what I feel like. I don't know, like a man, I feel like when I think about like a man, like, I'm like, he needs to be like cool minded, like not quick tempered, not hot tempered. I don't know which way to say it, but like, he needs to be able to be calm and remain calm. Because if we're both like, so say something happens and now we're both just like frantic, because mind you, as a woman, we express our emotions, and that's a very womanly thing to do, is to express emotions, to cry, to feel things strongly. That's what women do. But like, as a man, I'm not saying you can't cry, I'm not saying you can't feel things, but it's just like, if you can't remain calm within yourself to like calm down your woman, or like help provide that type of comfort, I just like don't feel like you're a man for real. Like, I don't know, I feel like men should do that. I mean, obviously it's vice versa. Sometimes like it'll be like flip, but like 9 times out of 10 I feel like the man should be doing that. Like, obviously there'll be times like your man is down and you just have to like hold him and like just like love on him, but 9 times out of 10 he should be providing that. Like, I mean, it's a mutual thing, but like, for what I was talking about, yeah, he should be like being the calm minded and coolly collected one, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I was saying about being submissive. Just like learning how to like be quiet too. Like, excuse me, I have to burp. But what's it called? Like, yeah, as a woman, like, the man should be the lead. The man is the head, and you shouldn't assume authority over your husband. That's biblical. That's a verse. I don't know which verse, but that's biblical. If you don't believe me, you could look up with the words I just said. Women should not submit authority, something like that, over their husbands. That's in the Bible. But yeah, like, you shouldn't like try to control him, or like you can suggest things, but at the end of the day, like, he's the man. And like, if he's the man that you're like with and like wanting to like potentially have like a family with and whatnot, like, you should be able to trust him. And I feel like that's another thing, like, trust has to be there, like, in order for the relationship to work. Because if you like, when you trust your man, like, when he says like, no, like, we shouldn't do this, and you might disagree, but like, since that trust is there, like, you'll listen. Because like, okay, although I might not like agree with you in this moment, I'm trusting you that what you're saying, because you're the man, like, I'm letting you take the lead over me because you're my man, like, you feel me, and I trust you, if that makes sense. So you don't have like that bumping of heads for real. Because I feel like that's what's wrong with a lot of women too today. Like, especially because like a lot of us women are very like independent, especially because like from what we've seen in the past, like all that like people like being like staying in abusive relationships, and like mothers and like grannies getting cheated on, like never leaving their man and stuff like that. Like, just, and like women being like overly dependent on their man. Like, it just causes some women to be overly independent and like feel like they just don't need a man. But like, a lot of times, even those types of women want a man. It's just a lot of those men can't, like, they're not, like, a lot of men just aren't fucking with them, and that's just the truth of the matter. Like, they're not on what those women are on. They don't have the funds to fund those women. Like, they don't, like, there's just a lot of things that come with those types of women. If you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, even they won't be wanting somebody to take control. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, at the end of the day, they're still a woman, you know? But what's it called? That's what I was, back to trust, like, cheating and stuff, toxic relationships. I've been in a toxic relationship. Like, you going tit for tat, I'm talking to this nigga to piss you off, you talking to that, like, stuff like that. Like, that shit is just goofy. Like, I would never do that again. I'm not gonna, like, I would never do that again. And then after somebody, like, cheats, like, y'all don't have trust. And after the trust leaves a relationship, you don't have a relationship. Like, you just don't. Like, you might, like, for some people, they can find that trust again. But I couldn't. Not at all. And, like, he couldn't either. So it's just like, it was just very toxic and very chaotic, and we were both just doing things that we had no business doing, which was very displeasing to God, by the way. But what's it called? Like, yeah, I don't do toxic relationships. Y'all that like lying, all that goofy stuff, like, it's just childish. I don't know. I don't have time for that. Like, I don't know. I thought, like, when I was talking about something like that, it was going to be, like, a longer discussion. But, no, it just, don't do it. If you want to be single, be single. A lot of, like, I don't understand that. Like, a lot of people, like, because a lot of women don't care. Like, a lot of women are open to being in a relationship. So, go be with those women who want that. But don't try to be with a good woman and you don't want to do, like, be a good man. Or don't try to be with a good man and you don't want to be a good woman. Like, just stop. Just stop. If you want to be a bop, go do that. If you want to go be a hoe, go do that. No one's stopping you. That's why God gave us free will. You don't have to follow his ways. You don't have to do anything he says, actually. But stop messing with people who do follow his ways. And not even if they don't believe in God. Just stop messing with people in general. Like, who want to be loyal and then, like, you don't want to be loyal. Like, that's just weird. Like, you're a weird individual if you do that. I'm not going to lie. And you don't make it known, like, if you don't make it known to that person that you're doing, you, like, you're a weird individual. But, living together. I don't think you should live together with your boyfriend. Like, I personally would not move in with somebody unless we were getting married. And even then, I might not move in with that person until we're married. Like, I don't ever really see myself, like, living in an apartment with the man. I feel like we'll be getting married and then we'll get a house together and then, like, I'll move out of my apartment into that home. Maybe if I was engaged, I would move in into, like, an apartment with a nigga, but I don't know. I don't believe in playing house. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, I don't know. I don't believe in doing wifey things. You want me to cook, clean, laundry all of that? I don't have no ring on my finger. I'm not doing none of that. I wouldn't be doing a dang on thing. Wait, I might cook you a meal every now and again, but even I'm not cooking all the time. Not making your lunch. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not your wife. What? You gotta put a ring on that. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't think that, like, you should be doing too much before you're, like, married. Because then it's like, what are you gonna do when you're married if you already, like, were married before you, like, got together? I mean, if you already act like you're married before you get, like, a ring or, like, before you actually get married, it's like, what's the point of getting married? But I don't know. I guess that's how I think. Like, I wouldn't see a point. If we already had everything together before I got married, like, we basically already married. I mean, we probably still get married, but it'd be like, what's the rush, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna lie. Playhouse or nothing like that. But to each his own. But to end off with some scripture. So I'm gonna read the verse now. Wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words, but by the behavior of their wives, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives. Your beauty should not come from outward adornments, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. For this is the way the holy women of the past, who put their hope in God, used to adorn themselves. They submitted themselves to their own husbands, like Sarah, who obeyed Abraham and called him her Lord. You are her daughters, if you do what is right and do not give way to fear. Husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner, and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so nothing will hinder your prayers. And then the rest of the chapter just goes on and it's like says how you should live as, like, just a human being. Like, don't repay evil with evil, stuff like that. But what's it called? Yeah, so, like, what I was saying is, like, most of it is, like, scripture. Like, I read a lot of the Bible. That's pretty much what I do in my free time, is I'll just read the Bible. I don't know, it's just like something I like to do. But that is, I think, yeah, I mean, we can talk about the rest a little bit. Like, yeah, like, basically submit yourself to your own husbands, and he should be doing the same thing to you. Like, this is vice versa. This ain't just submit yourself to somebody that's not submitting themselves to you, that's not treating you the way you deserve to be treated. Like, that's not that. But basically, that's what that says. Read the verse, read the chapter, see how you feel after you read it, and keep reading. Read more of the Bible. Yes, read the Bible. See how to live. Like, it really is helpful when you apply it to your life, and you don't just like read it, but you actually like find it within yourself to like notice the bad habits and toxic habits that you may have yourself, and like fix it and change it so that you can be a good, because you want a good partner. You want like your partner to be good to you. So like, I feel like you should prioritize bringing good to your partner as well. But you know, I mean, a lot of stuff in a relationship is just common sense, but some people don't know, you know. So, but yeah, I hope you liked the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye.